Can I just ask you about fasting?
Sure.
If and I sometimes I thought about doing it, but I thought, wait a minute, do I need guidance on this? Do I, like if let's say I decide not to eat, just drink water for 2 days, 48 hours, can I still go for a jog? Can I go for or should I just walk? Okay, can I go to the gym? Should I just sit down like and watch television or something? What do you do in these processes? I mean, he had you, obviously, but what does a normal person, an ordinary person do if they decide that they're going to just not eat food for a couple of days? And perhaps could you also explain, because I saw you put something up on X yesterday, I think it was, about there's 2 stages to it, to the fasting, and I think the second stage was elimination was one of the words you used in there. So what are the benefits of fasting? What is the period which we should fast, and what are the sort of protocols that we should adopt?
So I would say if you're new to fasting, the easiest way to start fasting is a single day fast. And here's a couple of tricks. Don't ever go an entire day without eating if you're new to fasting. What you do is you fast for 24 hours. So you eat your last meal, let's say at 6 o'clock on Saturday night, and you eat your first meal at 6 o'clock on Sunday night. So you're done eating on Saturday at 6 p.m. and you start eating at dinner at 6 p.m. The reason for that is because you're going to eat at 6 o'clock Saturday night and you're going to go to bed and everything's going to be fine. You're going to wake up hungry and you'll learn to deal with that. But if you know that at 6 o'clock tonight, I'm going to get something to eat. When noon, you're hungry. At 2 o'clock, you're starving. You're like, okay, I can make it 4 more hours. I can make it 3 more hours. And you will make it to that meal. The reason why I start people on that type of fasting, which is called cyclical fasting, is because you learn to get through that first 24-hour period. You're like, I can actually do this. The next thing you want to do is you want to progress to a 3-day fast. The way that I do 3-day fasting is day 1, you take something called Perfect Amino. You take something called Baja Gold Sea Salt, which has all 90 plus trace minerals in it. I also use hydrogen tablets, magnesium tablets that effervesce into pure hydrogen gas. And you have a bowl of bone broth at noon, and you have a bowl of bone broth at 6 p.m., day 1. Day 2, you're going to be on water just for day 2 and day 3. And all you're on are water and mineral salts. You don't want to become mineral or electrolyte deficient. And Baja Gold Salt is the one that I use. You could use a Celtic salt or any other kind of mineral salt. And so for the next 2 days, you are on mineral salts. You want to hydrate and mineralize the body. And what will happen is, first of all, fasting has been around for eons, for centuries. Every major religion in the world fasts. The Buddhists, the Jews,
Islamic,
the Muslims, the Christians, the Catholics. I mean, every major religion has fasted for centuries. And there's a reason for that, because we used it to treat chronic disease. We also used it to bring us closer to God. It actually cleared our minds because it cleansed our bodies. And so it's not a religious thing. I mean, it's a healthy thing. But when you deprive the body of what it needs for a short period of time, what it will do is it will begin, because if the body says we don't have any amino acids, we don't have any nutrients, we have no vitamins, we have no minerals, where am I going to get those? It will begin to eat you from your weakest, most useful part forward. And the weakest link in a human being is something called a senescent cell, which is a cell that is living, but it's lost its function. These are essentially dead cells, but they're still alive. So it's a red blood cell that can't carry oxygen anymore. It's a white blood cell that can no longer mount an immune defense. It's a platelet that can't carry growth factors. It's like having a company full of lazy employees. Imagine if you had a company full of 100 employees and 30 of them weren't doing a damn thing. You could send somebody in to eat them and put a perfectly functioning employee in their place. This is kind of how the body eats senescent cells, right? From the weakest forward. And the body is just so incredibly intelligent and efficient, not to get religious on you, but the more I study human physiology, the more I believe in God. And, this didn't happen, in my opinion, by accident. So what happens is, you have these useless cells, And the immune system will break those apart and use them for energy. It will take the amino acids and nutrients from these cells and feed it to the rest of the body. So you clean the body out of senescent cells. As the fast goes on, you have no more glucose, you have no stored energy, no glycogen. So now you have to go to your fat reserves and you have to actually start to tap fat. So you go into ketosis.
When does that start, Gary? At what point? Like, is that after the second day or the first day?
It starts after about hour 18.
Right.
So it actually starts on the first day. And so now you're in ketosis. You're using fat as an energy source. And there's a whole host of benefits from that. The keto diet was originally designed to treat epilepsy. Every human being on the surface of the earth entered this world on a ketogenic diet. Even if you got breast milk, the first 48 hours of breast milk, called colostrum, is almost entirely ketogenic. It's easy to survive on a keto diet. So now you're in ketosis. You're using beta hydroxybutyrate as a fuel source. You feel clean. The inflammation is beginning to drop. Then by day 3, your pituitary gland starts to secrete very high amounts of growth hormone, the repair hormone, the healing and repair hormone that goes everywhere in your body and starts to heal damaged tissue. I've seen cases of leaky gut resolved in a 5-day fast. The oncology research now on fasting in oncology is mind-numbing with the accelerated rates of cancer recovery. I'm not saying you fast the entire time you're on cancer. Those need to be controlled fast. But when you go into a fasted state, all of the useless junk that your liver has been processing can now be eliminated. Your liver is not bothered with the day-to-day tasks of taking care of all the garbage you're throwing at it, and it can just eliminate waste and repair and detoxify. Ditto that for your kidneys, for your pancreas, for your lungs, for your skin, for your brain. All of these organ systems have waste elimination pathways, but they are so busy with all the garbage that we throw at them on a daily basis that we really don't have time to cleanse ourselves. And so the body goes through a natural cleansing process, and it is extraordinarily good for you. The benefits are astounding. About once every 4 months, I have a free challenge. Any of your folks can go to theultimatehuman.com. Just sign up for my free challenges. They're completely free. They're usually 3 days long, and I stay with you 2 hours every day for 3 days, and I will walk you through, in some cases, cold plunging, water fasting, whole food dieting. This June 22nd, 23rd, 24th, I have right before I leave for Australia, or 23rd, 24th, and 25th. I'm actually moving my challenge. I'm physically going to be in LA because I go right from my challenge to the plane and fly to see you guys. So if they hear this podcast before then, sign up for that challenge. It's a detox challenge.
They definitely will hear it. And that's at theultimatehuman.com.
Just theultimatehuman.com.
Yeah, okay.
Just sign up for the challenge. It's going to be about how do you find mold, mycotoxin, metals, parasites, and how do you get rid of them? What are the natural things that you can do to really help your body eliminate waste, activated charcoal, saunas, things like that.
So, and this fasting process, I mean, we hear about people doing intermittent fasting every day, but is the fasting process you're talking about, is this like a quarterly thing you do every year, or I mean, how
every
often?
4 months.
Every 4 months.
3 days.
Yeah.
4 months. Yep. 3 times a year.
3 times a year. And because when you showed a photograph of Dana after it, my God, he looked amazing. Like he was ripped.
Right. Your skin clears up. The whites of your eyes are the brightest they've been. Your brain is on fire. You feel like you took a Limitless pill.
Yeah, as in the movie. And in terms of exercise, in terms of the protocols, exercise, what do? You don't exercise? Is it advisable not to exercise, or you just do light exercise? What's the deal?
Light exercise, right? Things, walking, very light weight training, yoga, Tai Chi, stretching. Be good to your body. Swimming, maybe a light bike ride. Don't pound your body on those days, right? Don't create a lot more free radical oxidative stress. And I don't care how good a condition you're in, you can take 3 days off. Trust me.